Hello and welcome to Talking About podcast where we talk about anything and everything. And today I kind of want to talk about something that I think a lot of people feel, but we always don't know how to process the guilt that can come with success, especially when you feel like you've been given something that maybe someone else deserved more. I'm talking about when that feeling hits when you get a promotion, a raise, or even an opportunity, and then you realize that someone else that you care about, might have been overlooked. So let me tell you something that happened to me not too long ago, like last week. I started at this new job because I moved a few months ago, like nearly 3 months to be exact. I've been there for about 3.5 months, maybe even four. It was obviously a fresh start. It was an industry that I really like, and it's something that I thought I was really passionate about. And I was excited. And obviously, I was super nervous because I've never worked in this kind of situation before. So I'd been putting in the hours, I've been giving my best, I've been trying to work really hard. And after your first 90 days, you get a performance review. And my review went really well. And I was told I was doing a good job. I got a raise, not a huge one, $1 for more an hour, which honestly is pretty damn good. And a sign that my work is being recognized. But here, but like, honestly, this is where the complicated part comes in. I wasn't the only one getting raised. It's kind of like asking for a raise season. A coworker of mine, someone that I really like and also really respect, also got a raise after working there for over 3 years, I believe. Um, this coworker of mine started at a lower wage than me. Um, anyways, I'm gonna continue that. Sorry. He'd been working there for about 3 years, and this is like kind of where my guilt starts to creep in, because this coworker, who's honestly just a great person, wasn't getting any extra money beyond what I was hired for. They'd been working hard for years, just like me, but their raise didn't even bump bump Jesus them up to what I was already making, and I had been there for 3 months, and yet I already had surpassed them dollar for dollar. Like, I couldn't help but feel this kind of knot in my stomach. It didn't feel right. I mean, I had only been there for 3 months, and my review was positive enough for me to get a raise. But this coworker who had been there for years, putting in the work, building relationships, and contributing just as much as I had, wasn't getting what I was getting. And I could feel it. I could see it in their eyes when I told them about my raise. The initial excitement in their face kind of slowly faded. And I don't even think like she had said anything, but I could just tell in like his eyes that something kind of shifted. It was just like, I can just only imagine that he wasn't feeling respected, or that like he wasn't feeling like he was enough. Like, if you've ever had a moment like that, like it's terrible. Like, it just makes you feel kind of like a really shitty ass person. Like, that moment where you get something good, but then you almost wish you could like give it away just to make someone else feel better. Like, it's hard. You want to celebrate your success, but at the same time you're just aware that someone else is not only feeling overlooked, but like maybe even unappreciated. And you start to question whether you deserve it. Like, you start wondering if it's fair. And it's like, this is exactly what's happened to me. Like, this is like the kind of thing. Like, it's hard to process grief. Grief is a very, or not grief, guilt. Jeez. I'm not grieving anybody. I'm feeling guilty. Guilt is a complicated emotion. It's not always like easy to understand, especially when you like kind of worked hard for something. I worked hard for that raise, and even though I don't really feel like I earned it, I still did. And it's like in the back of my mind, I like, how could I have worked out, like how could have this worked out so differently for my coworker who's been there for so long? It's a strange feeling because part of you wants to acknowledge the hard work of the people around you, especially those you respect or like. It's not like you want to take something away from them, but in the system we work in, these kind of comparisons are bound to happen. No matter how much we try to push that get away, it kind of lingers. I've been lingering with this feeling for about a week now. But kind of here's the shitty thing. Success isn't always clear cut as we want it to be. Sometimes it's about timing or opportunity or how someone else sees you. And I'd been there for 3 months, and maybe my positive review reflected my efforts, but it also reflected where the company was at the time. While I totally understand that the amount I got was small, it was still something significant to me as a teenager who works. But Does that mean that I deserve it more than someone who has put in years of effort? Like, I don't know. The question is who deserves what is never a simple one to answer. So what do we do with this guilt? um like first we just got to kind of acknowledge it. We acknowledge that we're feeling it and it's okay to feel guilt. Like that is one of the biggest things that you should be feeling. Not in this specific situation, but just in general. It means that we care about the people around us. It means that we see others' values too. But we also have to remember that our success doesn't take away from someone else's potential. Their time will come, and your success is not a betrayal of theirs. Maybe it's this time, maybe it was your opportunity, but next time it could be theirs. Like maybe they're going to review him again, or maybe they're going to do some changes and he'll get paid or whatever happens and he'll deserve what he gets. The key is to really to stay humble and to stay supportive and to remember that you just because you got something doesn't mean that somebody else can too. And if you're the person who didn't get the raise or didn't get that promotion, it doesn't mean you're less valuable or less capable. It's just maybe a matter of timing. Like keep doing your best, keep showing up, and maybe, hopefully your opportunity will come. We just can't compare our journeys to anybody else's because success isn't really a race. It's like the tortoise and the hare. Like sometimes you're the tortoise, sometimes you're the hare, and you honestly just switch back and forth. And it's like we all go different ways at different times. So, no, that's just the TV. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the dog is freaking out. So, I'm gonna cut this episode kind of short. But if you're ever in that moment where you feel like success is like a double-edged sword, take a step back and you gotta remind yourself that it doesn't diminish anybody else's success or their journey or anything. Like, and to the specific coworker I'm talking about, like if you're listening, I see you and I appreciate you and I care about you and I hope you find your way on this quote unquote journey and I hope you are able to get what you deserve. Like and I appreciate the hard work that you've put in and it's like let's just keep supporting each other and I hope it all works out, you know? Um because this dog is freaking the absolute fuck out, I'm gonna cut this out. So if you ever feel guilty about a raise, promotion, or success in general, like you're not alone. It's like I really wanted to make this short and kind of sweet because this is something I'm gonna look back on. There's nothing I can give about like any tips or anything that I can give about feeling guilty about anything. So this is just kind of a check-in point for this. So yeah. Thank you for listening to this very short episode. Leave a rating, leave a comment, please. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me if this fucking rules or if this fucking sucks. So, give me a 5-star rating if you could. If you don't want to, I get it. If you want to give me a 1-star rating, give me a reason. So, yeah. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next one.